The obsession trap, when love becomes a prison. How to stop obsessing over someone. A Pizzaverse Studios production. Written and narrated by Bambi Palermo. A Pizzaverse psychological documentary. The ghost in your head. Have you ever felt haunted? Not by a ghost, but by a person? Someone you can't stop thinking about, even when you know you should. Every place, every song, every memory becomes a reminder. That isn't love. That's obsession, the mind's way of trying to hold on to something it's already lost. Psychologists call it obsessive preoccupation, but beneath the science, it's something we all know too well: the pain of wanting someone who doesn't want you back. The neurology of attachment. When we fall in love, our brains release a flood of chemicals: dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin. These are the same reward systems activated by addictive substances. That's why losing someone you love feels like withdrawal. Your mind isn't just missing the person, it's missing the chemical high that came with them. Love, biologically, can become an addiction. And like any addiction, it leaves behind a craving, a hunger for the feeling, not the person. Where obsession begins. Obsession doesn't start with the relationship. It starts with our attachment patterns, the way we learn to love and be loved. If you were raised to believe love must be earned, you may chase affection that is inconsistent. Every withdrawal of attention feels like a test you have to pass. Every crumb of validation feels like a meal. You're not obsessed with the person, you're obsessed with solving the old question: why wasn't I enough? That question becomes the engine that drives obsession. The fantasy of who they were. When we can't have someone, we begin to idealize them. We replay the highlights, rewrite the story, and turn them into a version of perfection that never truly existed. This is called projection. It's not the person we miss, it's the fantasy we built. Our brains romanticize pain to give it meaning. But real healing begins when we allow the illusion to collapse. Closure isn't something we receive, it's something we create. The science of detachment. No contact isn't cold or cruel, it's clinical. It's how the brain rewires itself after emotional dependency. Each message, each scroll, each nostalgic revisit to their world is a relapse into an addiction you're trying to break. Healing begins in the silence. Neural pathways fade when they're no longer reinforced. Over time, peace replaces panic. The absence that once hurt you becomes the space that frees you. Rediscovering the self. The deepest wound of obsession isn't losing them, it's losing yourself. When you give someone your emotional world, you forget who you were before they entered it. The hobbies, the dreams, the spark, they fade behind their shadow. Recovery means rebuilding that self. Not as a reaction to them, but as a declaration of who you are: independent, whole, and complete. Healing isn't about getting them back. It's about coming back to yourself. The art of letting go. True strength isn't in holding on. It's in learning to let go with grace. Detachment with love means you release what no longer serves you without bitterness. You can honor the story, cherish the lesson, and still move forward. Forgiveness doesn't mean approval. It means freedom from the loop, from the pain, from the illusion. Bambi's word to the wise. You are not broken because you cared too deeply. You are not weak because you fell too hard. You simply loved with your whole heart, and that's something the world doesn't teach us how to stop doing gracefully. But one day, the memory will stop hurting. The silence will stop feeling empty. And you'll realize you didn't lose a soulmate. You found yourself. The person you've been searching for all along has been you. If this episode hit home, if you've ever loved too hard, chased too long, or lost yourself trying to keep someone who was never really yours, then remember this. Healing isn't weakness. It's evolution. Because the most powerful love story you'll ever live is the one where you finally choose you. This has been a Pizzaverse Studios psychological documentary. Written and narrated by me, Bambi Palermo. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button, leave a comment, and share this with someone who needs to hear it. Because around here, we don't just talk psychology. We live it, we learn from it, and we rise from it. And as always, this is the Pizzaverse, where we don't run from the truth, we face it.